Today on this wonderful, wonderful Wednesday evening. You guys, we're at the end of August. We're heading into September. We're basically at Christmas. Anybody feel that way? That's how I feel right now. I'm like, it's almost Christmas time. It's crazy how quickly time is going by, which is really important to take into consideration when we're thinking about our health because at the blink of an eye, you guys, 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years can go by, and next thing you know, our health is not looking the way that we want. And it's really our quality of life. When we say our health, we're talking about our quality of life. And so I'll tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Brooke Nieves, and I am the VP of Product Education here at Vital Health. And I'm super passionate about what I do because I didn't always have a good quality of health. And so I learned the hard way by not having any energy, by having hypertension, malnourished, exhausted all the time. Waking up exhausted is is kind of frustrating because you're like, all right, why am I sleeping if I'm waking up tired, right? So I didn't have a good quality of health, and I got to the point that I was so sick and tired of feeling sick and tired that I finally did something about it. And that shift those shifts that I made completely changed what it felt like to live in this human body. And I liked it so much that I became so passionate about it. And that was 10 years ago, and I haven't looked back since. So I'm passionate about what I do because when you live a life where you of high quality, the way that you show up in the world is different. Anybody agree with that? Drop a one in the chat if you know the better that you feel, the better you show up. Is that something that relates to you in your own life? So when it comes to being a mom, being a dad, being somebody's kid, being a caretaker, being somebody that is a coworker, running a business, whatever it is that you're doing, the better you feel, the better you're going to be able to operate and show up in your life. And it's all about our quality of life, okay? So I'm really passionate to be here because over the last 18 months, I've been working here directly with this company, Vital Health, and we're not just a company, we're actually a movement and a mission. I'm excited to share with you what we have been building and what has completely changed the quality of lives of so many different people. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to get right into it, and I'm going to share with you what has become absolutely incredible. You guys, it's been remarkable what I've been able to witness over the last 18 months. How many times have you been to your doctor, and have you not gotten you've left, you've gone, and you said, hey, this is what I'm experiencing. This is what it feels like for me. These are my symptoms. And they say, oh, okay, great. Go take this and, let me, and come back. How many times have you felt like you have supported your body and you feel incredibly better? As if that has not happened to you, if you've gone into the doctor and gone to see a practitioner and you haven't gotten the answer that you wanted and you haven't actually healed your body and your body isn't thriving again, drop a 2 in the chat. And that's what happened to me. I kept going to the doctor and being like, things are wrong with me and I don't know what's going on. I don't know why. They would do the blood work. They would look at me and they're like, everything's great. You're great. Everything should be good. And I'm like, but I don't feel good. So we know we have to be the advocates of our own wellness, and you have to know your body so well that you connect with it. You have this beautiful relationship with it that you know what's going on so that you can be the advocate for your own wellness. And so here at Vital Health, we believe that the natural approach to your health was the way that it was always intended to be. Because if I ask you if you're going to drink a cup of chamomile tea, are you going to drink that chamomile tea before you head to the gym or before you head to bed? Everybody knows the answer to that. You take it before you go to bed. And that's because there are tens of thousands of herbs and roots and leaves on this planet that were meant for our consumption. It was divine harmony and design that whatever you believe in, the intelligence that be, connected us, gave us all the gifts and tools that we need to live a life that is thriving. And it's all right here on our planet. And so here at Vital Health, that's what we have connected you back to, is a solution to a natural approach to your health the way that it was always meant to be. So I'm going to share with you how we're doing that. First, it starts with education and understanding that there are people right now that are dying on this planet from preventable chronic conditions. That's actually how this company started. That's why this movement exists in the first place, is because the formulator of our products lost both of his parents by the age of 16 years old. He lost his mother, and his father to preventable chronic conditions. And that sparked a passion in him to go out and to educate people on the truth about wellness. So he turned that pain into passion. 13 years ago, he started opening up clinics, went and got his doctorate in nutrition and started working with holistic herbs and adaptogens. Started opening up clinics in Mexico, started changing people's lives with the formulations that he had created. And then 3 years ago, he had the opportunity to create a company and go global because this movement wasn't meant to be just in Mexico. This movement was meant to be global because losing our loved ones to chronic conditions that are preventable is just, it's absolutely devastating. I can tell you multiple people in my family alone that have passed from preventable chronic conditions. And so it starts with education. What do we need to know? We need to know that our bodies are under a lot of inflammation and we're also getting malnourished. And I didn't let you guys know this, but I need to interrupt me. Short break. I need to let you guys know if you are a guest on this call, drop your name in the chat. That means that you are new to seeing our movement here at Vital Health. Drop your name in the chat. If you invited somebody on this call and you have a guest, drop their name in the chat because at the end of the call, we're actually going to be doing a giveaway where you're going to get to choose a product that I'm going to go over that you see. And if your name gets chosen in the spin the wheel, you get to choose your product and we're going to send it to you. So I'm supposed to let you know that, but I get so excited and passionate talking about wellness that I skipped that really important part. And I want you guys to get your giveaway. So guess, drop your name in the chat. So two vital things that you need to know. Why are we living in a chronic state of inflammation? Well, this is the most toxic environment we've ever had with our air, our food, our water. Our bodies are literally under attack from our environment. So when the body comes into contact with something that it was never meant to come into contact with, it gets upset and it creates inflammation in the body. Inflammation is going to trigger the immune system to turn on. It's basically alarm bells in your body always going off saying, we have a problem. Houston, we got a problem. That's going off in your body all the time. So that triggers and leads to chronic conditions. Then you have the fact that our bodies are chronically malnourished. And without having the proper nourishment in your body cannot do its functionalities properly. It's impossible without the raw material to do what it does. That's why the B vitamins and the C vitamins and the minerals and all the things have different functionalities when they go into your system. If you're not getting what you need, your body cannot perform optimally. So Dr. Tony Rodriguez saw that, and obviously with his parents, he made the connection of what was the missing link, what's leading to chronic conditions, and he created our product line. He infused nanotechnology for the best absorption using herbs and adaptogens so we can root you back to the natural approach to health, and then affordable prices because we believe that health should not be a luxury. It should be a staple in everybody's home. We work with hundreds of doctors, but we have a smaller group of our advisory board. These doctors are incredible. They guide us as we continue to navigate the space of natural wellness and also bringing new products into our product line to best serve our customers better. Now, this is our product line as a whole. I'm going to dive into them and kind of touch on what each one does for you. And before I do that, I just want you to know that we have all the certifications necessary to make sure that you are getting the highest quality ingredients and products into your bodies every single day. Now, we focus on a system, and I'll run through that with you. But before I do that, I need to let you know that we do not diagnose, treat, cure, prevent, or mitigate any illnesses. And if you are going to be making a change in any of your health regimens, to consult a practitioner that you trust. Now, when it comes to supplementation, at this point, like I said, it's not a luxury, it's a necessity. You have to combat the toxins that are coming into your system because you were created, the human body was created with a built-in detoxification system, but it was never meant to handle the load of toxins that our bodies are encountering. So your body needs help. Your organs are asking for help. So if you want to have better energy, better sleep, a better mood, if you want to have a better libido, if you want anything in your health to be better, drop in the chat what you are looking for. Is it energy? Is it mood? Is it sleep? What is it that you are looking for? Is it clearer skin? Is it healthier hair? These are all symptoms that we're looking for. Why is the symptom showing up in the first place? Why is the hair brittle? Why are the eyes not bright anymore? Why is the sleep disturbed? Why is the energy low? What is happening that is causing that? The body doesn't just break. The body starts malfunctioning when it doesn't get what it needs, okay? And we have to stop believing this lie that, oh, that's just, sorry, you got a bad hand of cards, you got a, bad hand, sorry, you're sick, or it's in your genes, or you're aging, or it's hormones. These things don't have to happen. I'm telling you that I've seen people living a life of vitalities in their 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 100s because they took care of themselves and they knew the truth. Okay, so I'm here to share with you the truth. So this detoxification system is going to get to the root of the organs that control the most in the human body, like the liver and the kidneys. The liver is in control of every single system in your body. So if that organ is not happy, do not expect to live a life of vitality. If you want to live a life of vitality, drop the word vitality in the chat right now. If you are committed to living a life of vitality, drop the word vitality in the chat. Remember, your wellness, the way that you feel determines the way that you show up. So it's critical that you care about your organs. Like, we need to normalize caring about your organs. So your liver and kidneys, priority. Detox tea. This is going to make a gallon of tea. It tastes incredible. You drink it throughout the week, and it's just going to support your bowels. It's going to give you a nice cleansed colon and detox your detoxification pathways. Then we've got glutation plus. This is a tincture. This is amazing. This is going to support detoxification at a deeper level. This is going to do like a nice deep cleansing when you're detoxifying. And it's really important that you do a deep detoxification a couple times a year. And if you've done something recently that requires a deeper detox, like been exposed to mold, you travel a lot, you've been in a surgery, so you've had anesthesia, you've been on a lot of antibiotics, things like that, you need to definitely get in and do a deep detox ASAP. But as far as the quality of your life, this Organex and iron, these are a forever. Your kidneys, and unless this planet becomes cleaner and the food becomes cleaner and the air and the water and everything overnight, unless that happens, you have to now forever support your kidneys and your liver. It is critical. This is the base maintenance now for your body. Now we've got our restore line. If you're on a weight management journey, check out V Control because this is going to help with cravings. If you're wanting to continue that binding, that detox process, and you really want to make sure those toxins get out, that's 40 Flora. It's going to bind those toxins and pull them out. And it's great for alkalining the pH in your gut, and it's great for bloating. So if you're like, oh, I feel like I bloat a lot, this is really incredible. Idle, we call this the Zen Master. This is supportive for bringing you to a state of calm. So if you have a high demanding lifestyle, this is amazing. If you want to restore your quality of sleep, amazing. And if you know anybody that is experiencing anything neurodevelopmental, this has to get in their hands. Any type of neuropathy, anything like that, this will be game changing for their quality of life. Then we've got Idle Boost. This is great for the immune system and your respiratory health. Glutation is a more chillaxed version of the Glutation Plus. Glutation Plus is going to be like the scrubbing the carpets and deep cleaning the house, where the glutation is going to be more of the daily vacuum and the doing the dishes and the daily maintenance, okay? This has got glutathione in it. Glutathione is incredible in so many ways. We could talk here for an hour just on glutathione alone, but trust me, this is something you do not want to miss in your daily regimen, is glutathione. Then we've got Askelax. This is for circulatory health. So if you want to support your hemorrhoids, I'm serious, that's a serious thing. That's a painful thing. If you want to support your hemorrhoids, if you've got varicose veins, if you want to improve your circulation, if heart disease is the #1 killer in the United States, critical that we pay attention to our circulation. And also, if you want to give some love to your lymphatic system, that's Askelax. Idadol and Curcumax, these are for discomfort in the body. So if there's any discomfort, whether it's in your ankles or your knees or your back or your shoulders, get this in your body. Do not suffer in silence. There are beautiful herbs on this planet that support a healthy inflammatory response, so you're not walking around in discomfort all day long. Now, we've got S-Balance. This is for your blood sugar. So if you know anyone, or if you yourself are experiencing imbalanced, unhealthy blood sugar levels, that is something that has to get addressed ASAP. That's really dangerous to your body, and it can be fixed again through a natural approach. I can't tell you the thousands of testimonials that we've supported people in normalizing their blood sugar with this baby right here. 40 bucks a month, boom, healthy blood sugar levels. Now we've got our Nourish line. We've got a protein shake that is absolutely incredible. It's really a superfood, so you get the protein intake that you need, because who here wants a strong body? If you want a strong body, put a 3 in the chat. Guess what you need to have a strong body? You need to have strong bones, and then you also need to have aminos. Aminos are the building blocks of your body. Guess where they come from? Protein. How many people here are getting sufficient protein in their diet every single day? How many people are getting over, if you're a woman, you could probably bare minimum about 80 to 90 grams of protein a day. But really, optimally, you want to be, I'm around 120 a day. Men, you're going to be a lot higher, almost twice as much what we have. Women, how many of you are getting that much protein a day? Don't miss out on your protein. You know, the simplest way to get protein in is through a protein shake, and it's got superfoods. So you're not just getting the protein, you're getting a ton of nutrients as well. Our collagen, this is the most impressive collagen I've ever seen on the market. It's loaded with additions to it that make it incredible, like anti-aging NAD, beetroot powder, astaxanthin, which is an antioxidant. We have antioxidants woven into all of our products because antioxidants fight free radicals. So if you don't want to age quick, you want antioxidants. If you don't want to have issues with the big C word, you want antioxidants. So antioxidants are your friends. So this is the most delicious, impressive collagen I've ever seen. Then we've got our V Daily. This is going to hydrate the body. This is going to nourish the gut. This is going to infuse functional mushrooms and different vitamins and fruits and veggies into the system. And it's going to give you your daily multivitamin that's non-synthetic. So your body actually absorbs it all. If you've been buying your, little vitamins before you walk out of the grocery store in CVS, there's a high chance that those are synthetic vitamins and your body's not even absorbing it, so you're wasting the money. Anyways, I hate to tell you that, but it's important that you know that. I don't want you wasting your money. And it tastes incredible. So this is something that you drink every single day. Then we've got our omegas. This is vital for your body because it nourishes the blood, it nourishes the brain. It's going to support your hormones. If you have a child, they have to be taking omegas if you want their brains to develop properly. You as an adult, if you don't want to have cognition, oh, those are my dogs. Hold on one second. I have puppies. If you do not want to, get over here. If you do, all my dog lovers, where's my dog lovers out? I have 3. So if you do not want to have cognition issues and you want your brain to age as gracefully as your face, then you have to make sure you're taking omegas. Then we've got our functional coffees. Okay, so coffee is the second most consumed liquid on this planet. I didn't know that. Absolutely amazing. Who here has a daily coffee routine that they live every single day? Now, if you have the chance to drink a plain cup of coffee or a cup of coffee that has a purpose like weight management, we've got our Thermo Cafe. This is going to give your body a thermogenic effect. So you're going to fire up your metabolism and burn fat faster. Then we've got our Neuro Cafe. This is for your concentration, for your memory, for your clarity. Love Cafe is mood, libido, hormones. Okay, absolutely amazing. All 3 of these taste incredible. And the best word I can give you to describe what our people say about our coffee is obsessed. Now we've got our V Energy. If you like energy drinks, switch to a clean energy drink like we have here at with V Energy. It's also got additional antioxidants in it, which, what do we learn about antioxidants? They are our friends, and it tastes incredible, and we've added some additional vitamins as well. And then our last product is Nitro. Now this awakens your body in a different way because you're not infusing the body with caffeine, you're actually infusing it with oxygen. It's a precursor to nitric oxide, which oxygenates the cell. It's like when you go to, anybody ever been to the casino or you hear about how they pump oxygen into the casino? It's to awaken you so that you can spend more money. So you're alert and you're awake and you're energized. So that's what happens when you oxygenate the cell. When you oxygenate the cell, the blood vessels actually open up and more nutrients can rush into the body. Now, I'm going to show you one of the coolest things you've ever seen. This is a bioelectric quantum analyzer. If you know anybody in the area, if you know anyone that's talked to you about this, if you've seen it, if you've heard about it, get a scan as soon as possible. This is going to give you take 2 minutes to give you an insight into 45 different sections of the body, and you can actually track your health with this. So anybody in the Dallas area, hit me up, hit us up, anyone that you know in this area, and come get a scan so you can see what happens when you get scanned. Get your report, take the products that have been tailored to your health specifically, come back in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and watch your health transform. I've been doing this now for a year and a half, and it's honestly incredible what we've seen with the products in this device. All right, everybody. Now I'm going to remind you, in case you came on a little late, make sure that you drop your name in the chat if you are a guest. And if you are the person that invited your guest, then you can go ahead and drop their name in the chat as well. I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to say another 30 seconds. And just to make sure and David's going to finish doing the scans. And before or the scans, I'm so used to doing scans. I'm like, the scans. He's going to pull up spin the wheel. And I am actually going to bring up somebody that I want you to hear from. We are going to bring up Stefan. I'm so sorry, Stefan. And Stefan, are you there, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, I am. Can you see me?
Wonderful. I am finding you right now. All
Okay.
right, Stefan, thank you so much for being on tonight, and I'm so excited to hear your experience. Hey.
Awesome, awesome. Good evening, everyone. Thanks, Brooke, and thanks, David, for giving me the opportunity to share. So I'm going to not share my story. I'm going to share my wife's. My wife is with our daughter-in-law. She's expecting a baby here next week, and they have a 1 year, 15-month-old and a 5-month-old with a lot of energy. So she's there. But this is her story. So everyone that's known us, every place we've lived, church families have had prayer groups, women's groups that have all been praying for my wife as she suffered with bad, lots of pain, back pain, arthritis. She was dropped as an infant in the hospital, and it kind of damaged her neck. So she's lived with pain all her life. But as she's gotten older and raised 6 kids in our home, and 5 boys that were very active, now that we have an empty nesters home, she was having a lot of pain. It was really difficult to sleep. Um, and when she had a busy day, then she would be down the next 2 or 3 days or the next day. She just wouldn't have the same energy. Would always say to me, babe, I'm just going to sleep another hour or 2 hours, whatever. And just to get through because the pain was so consistent. My wife and I have been married 39 years. So 30 years of her life have been in pain. And so it was just 2 weeks ago when she sat in my office right there in that chair and said, I got to talk to you. And that's okay. She says, I've been trying to wait. It's been 6 weeks now. I've been on the products, but I didn't want to just be in my head. So I didn't want to say anything to you. And just for the record, I need to qualify something. I've been involved with sales and marketing and own insurance agencies. And so I've been selling something all my life. So, but when it came to nutritional products that I may have marketed, my wife was never a real advocate of them. She would take them, but she didn't want to say that made a difference. Even though she may have felt better, she just didn't want to say that. She supported me, administratively, with things that I wasn't really good at, but not like that. So when she sat down here, a couple of weeks ago and said, I want to talk to you. I've been on these products for 6 weeks now. And she said, I have not felt this good in 30 years. My pain is gone. I didn't want to, like she kept saying, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't just in my head, right? And so um, taking sleeping pills for 10 years, whether it was pills or gummies. And then swallowing the pills were always really difficult for her. They get stuck in her throat and she choke. And, it's all stuff is true. Arthritis in all her joints and radiating pain down her leg. Always going to a chiropractor. Haven't been able to go to the chiropractor in the last 4 months. Um, always having fatigue, all that, clouded brain, clouded thinking. My wife's in her Bible all day reading, and like I said, everybody's praying for her healing. And when she sat down here 2 weeks ago, and she said, "I got to call. Everybody's been praying for me." And she said, I want to get into business as well. Not necessarily to make money. You're going to do that, but I gotta tell people. So there've been people praying for my wife everywhere I've ever lived. Back in Chicago, where I'm from, Iowa, I went to school at, where we first started our family, and now here in Seattle. And so just on her testimony alone, right? So we did a scan-a-thon in our home last year last month in July. And my sponsors, Tanya and James, came out to help us do that, right? I didn't have a scanner yet, but they came out and it was a great success. So we did another one this past weekend. But there's a couple of people, like my close friend, his wife, I'm inviting him to come get scanned and get on these protocols. And he's like, man, I'd love to get my wife on this staff. And I said, man, I'll call her. He said, no, man, you can't call her. I said, what do you mean? He said, man, last time I told her we was doing something and you had a new business, she just kind of rolled her eyes. I know it's Stefan and the newest, greatest, latest thing, right? Now we're close. She's my sister. He said, well, you got to have Bonnie call her. Bonnie called her and she said, Bonnie, I hear it in your voice. What time do you want me to be there? About six people came just off her testimony alone because they've been praying for her. And so I want to encourage you all, and I know I'm speaking to the choir, invite everybody to this project, this product, this company. It's the real deal. The products actually do what they say they're going to do. It's totally true to the game. The leadership is true to the game. The products do everything they said they're going to do. It's been an amazing ride, and we're just getting started out here in Seattle. And so, again, I want to thank my team that I'm a part of, that I get to work with, the honor that I get to be a part of their dream, and also for David and Brooke for how they're leading as well, and just getting a chance to get to know and watch them kill the game just by watching them on the screen. So thanks, Brooke. Thanks for having us on, and I appreciate you. And thanks, David.
Oh my gosh, that was emotional. Anybody feel emotional from that? I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's exactly her quality of life for 30, you said 39 years? 39 years. This woman has raised, she's been a wife, she's been a mom big time and struggling and just working through it, working through it, working through it, and still showing up and making it happen. Imagine how many people out there are literally struggling every day and need that boost in their health. So that's a huge testimonial. Thank you so much for sharing that.
My honor. Thank you.
Now we've got, let me see, we got one. Let me see, actually, I think that's it. David Nieves, are you here? Is it time to spin the wheel, sir? If you have not dropped your name in the chat, this is gonna be the last. I'm gonna say going once, going twice, going three times. And four times. Oh, snap. We got a couple people popping up. You guys are coming out of the woodworks. Where have you been this whole time? You're supposed to drop your name a long time ago. You guys are funny. Where have you guys been? Okay, let me see. All right, we got quite a few. Okay, cool. Let me make sure that David is throwing them in and that we got the couple people's names popping in. I want to make sure that you guys get on the spin the wheel. And I want to let you guys know that we do this on Mondays. We've been doing them recently on Mondays as well. We were only doing them on Wednesdays, but this call has gotten so big and just, it's blowing up because the results are happening. People's lives are being changed. People's quality of lives are improving. And so we started doing this call twice a week. So as of right now, I'm going to tell you that we're doing it on Mondays and Wednesdays. We will not be hosting a call this Monday coming up because that is going to be Labor Day, which I hope everybody's having a nice, safe, wonderful Labor Day. And let me see. Let's pull in. We got Mr. David Nieves. Hold on one second. Okay.
Hello, Miss Nieves. I am finishing up the last few names, and we're
Perfect.
about to get started.
Perfect. Yeah, so it's really easy to invite to this call, guys, because it's the same link every single Monday and Wednesday. So if there's somebody that you know that's been struggling with blood pressure, energy, sleep, if they're having discomfort in their body, if they know that that something's just not right, or their hormones are imbalanced, or that they just feel like, I know that I should have a better quality of life than this, then just invite them to a call. Say, hey, I started checking out some natural remedies. Here's a link if you want to pop on and check it out. And then of course we do our giveaway. So